Hey ladies and gentlemen, so we're going to start with Act 1, Scene 2. Act 1, Scene 1 is the boaty, sinky thing, and it tells us it's a storm. It tells us that where we're going in this is on an island, so there's this discovery of a new place, and that is certainly the setting which I've already talked about with you guys. But get a piece of paper with each character's name at the top, and that's where you should write down all this analysis. Alrighty, so we're starting with Miranda. We'll find out that she's naive, she's compassionate, and she's innocent. Okay, we have the lament of, oh, I have suffered with those that I saw suffer. We also have the repetition of suffer. Alright, so the lament, the oh, shows that she's fairly distraught and she's really worried about the suffering. She also sees the best in people, or good in people, very sort of humanist Renaissance viewpoint, who had no doubt some noble creature in her. Okay, and oh, the cry did knock against my heart. So once again, we've got the lament of the oh. Okay, the cry did knock against my very heart. So we've got the metaphor knocking against the heart. It's also onomatopoeia of the knocking, which highlights that the idea that she's quite distraught about what's going on. All right, so Prospero, he understands his daughter, and he knows that she is very naive because he's taught her everything that she knows. So if anyone's going to understand how naive Miranda is, it's Prospero. And I think, who art ignorant of what thou art, okay, who art ignorant of what thou art. There's a lovely descriptive language description of simply picks up Miranda. Okay, he also understands the direful spectacle of the rack, which touched the very virtue of compassion in thee. Okay, the very virtue of compassion. So touch the very virtue. We've got the metaphor of it touching her, because it doesn't actually touch her. It means a lot to her. And the very virtue, we've got the not assonance, the other one. The very virtue sticks out for us, so it highlights that idea of the compassion. All right. Then we finally get Prospero revealing the truth and the background to why they're on the island to Miranda. 12 years since, Miranda, 12 years since. So you've got that repetition there, which really highlights how long he's been thinking about it, how long they've been there, which is quite important. Okay. And then Prospero reveals sort of how he sort of got himself in this mess. He was all dedicated to closeness and to the bettering of my mind. All right, so once again, we've got this idea of the Renaissance man studying and bettering himself. Okay, but then you'll find, because of this bettering of my mind, okay, we'll come back to that, that, yeah, he gets usurped by his brother and King Alonso, and there's the idea that even when he was put on a boat and put out to sea by friendly Gonzalo, he furnished me from mine own library with volumes that I prize above my dukedom. Okay, the idea that this magic and this knowledge was wanted more than he wanted, the actual literal power of being a duke and being in charge of things. It's very important to see that as the character, and to see how he sees power and manipulation through the play as a whole. We'll go quickly back to Miranda. This is her sort of first real reaction to discovering that she has this other life, that she's been a duke's daughter, and she has royal blood and all that kind of thing. Alack for pity, I, not remembering how I cried out then, will cry it o'er again. Okay. So she's suggesting, like, first of all, we've got the alack for pity. You've got the exclamation there. She's shocked. She's shocked. She's surprised. We'll cry it o'er again. I'll cry again for what I missed. So it's a lovely description there as well. We just had Prospero on himself. And that's enough for that one. We'll go on to Caliban and Ferdinand next.